and welcome back to our final video in our Finding Gratitude series. Today we're going to focus on our weekly practice and our monthly reflection. So what is required for our weekly practice? Well, again, it's simple and pretty quick. I want you to take about 5, maybe 10 minutes every week. And I usually do this on a Sunday evening because I like to review the week, and on a Sunday evening I'm beginning to think of what's waiting for me in the week ahead. You should choose a day and a time that works for you, but once you've chosen the day, stick with that day, do the same day every week and pretty much close to the same time so that it becomes a habit. And what you need to do is really just take your gratitude journal and look back at all the things for which you've been grateful for that week. Think about how impressive that is, and how impressed you should be with yourself for sticking to this and for beginning to pay attention to the things that are around you. And I bet you're starting to notice a change in that you're starting to really not take for granted the many, many wonderful things in your life that are just so easy to neglect. Look at that list of all the things that you were looking forward to and see how that very act of placing them in that positive frame of something to look forward to helped you to really reframe your whole day in a more positive way. One more thing left in your weekly practice. I want you to think of one person. So this could be a person that you're grateful for because of the value that they bring to your life, because they've been encouraging and supportive. Or maybe it's somebody who you just know really could do with some form of connection during that week. Who, for whatever reason, choose that person and decide how you're going to reach out to them during the week. Again, this does not have to be elaborate. You could choose to send them an email or a text message, send them a voicemail message, or pick up the phone and call them, knock on your neighbor's door and say, hi, how are you? The reason for doing this is getting back to that original definition of gratitude with that last part of returning kindness, whereas you have been figuring out all the things in your life to be grateful for, you're now ready to give back. And this is part of the giving back, is reaching out to somebody with no expectation of anything in return from them. So be sure at the beginning of the week to write down that person's name, write down how you're going to make the connection, because then it's written down, and when you look at your journal next week, you'll be able to see if you kept that commitment. That's the end of your weekly practice. Couldn't really be simpler, right? But again, all these small things that you're doing are helping to shape how you view your world and how you view yourself. And that's really where the transformation begins. So now we get on to the monthly practice, which is really a time of reflection. And I would say, at the end of 30 days, that may be at the end of the month or whenever you started this process, give this a full 30 days and then take a little time and sit down and review your journal. Look at all the things for which you were grateful. Look at all the things that held a sense of anticipation and excitement for you. Look at the people who you've reached out to. And then give yourself some time to reflect. How has this practice changed how you look at your own life, how you look at yourself, and how you look at the world around you? When we pay attention to the small things in life, to the things that are just always there, but we don't really take the time to be grateful for them, and we take them for granted sometimes, and this includes people in our lives as well. When we start to pay attention, we begin to see how rich and beautiful our lives are and how much abundance there is in our lives. And that's really where we started out. We wanted to find a life where abundance surrounds us. And what you will discover in this journey is that when you actively participate in finding gratitude in a regular, disciplined, diligent way, you will indeed find abundance surrounding you. And I do so hope that you enjoy this journey and that it leads to a life where you feel that you have a greater sense of contentment, where you have higher energy levels, where you're more positive and optimistic, and where you can have better and stronger relationships because you yourself have found the abundance around you and within you. Thank you.